Hey, everybody. What's today? Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Glad that's right, hump day. Come on now. Glad to see y'all in the building for trending topics and hanging out with me. I appreciate y'all. Happy Wednesday. Yeah, we got some stuff to talk about tonight. Okay. Tonight's title is Chaos, Conflict, and Controversy. Chaos, Conflict, and Controversy. CCC. CCC. We're going to talk about some stuff. Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is Kevin Hart. But we're coming to see, just like everyday people, listen, it's not just the entertainment folk. Even people that are not in entertainment, that live right in our neighborhoods, they off their rocker. They do some crazy stuff. They do some things that make you want to go, huh? Okay. Yeah, they do. And so Kevin Hart, he is now being sued by his ex-friend, and the friend said he considered Kevin Hart a brother. But back in 2017, Kevin Hart found himself in a scandal. He was allegedly sleeping with, well, I could say not allegedly because there was a videotape, but I'll say allegedly because I didn't physically see the videotape, but there was one where he got caught sleeping with somebody outside of his wife. At the time, the wife was pregnant, and he said that somebody filmed it and was trying to extort him for money in order to not release the tape. And Kevin and his team blamed his good friend, the guy that said he felt like he was a brother, okay, to Kevin Hart. They blamed him. He got charged. I believe he got arrested, but he later was vindicated. And all charges were dropped. And then, he did, I want to say he sued Kevin. He did, or they came to some type of agreement, and Kevin Hart was supposed to do an apology. And they wrote out the exact words in which Kevin was supposed to say. And Kevin was supposed to help vindicate him because as a result of the accusations, his friend Jonathan, he worked in the industry too. He said he lost gigs. His reputation was mud. Nobody wanted to work with him. And when all the charges were dropped, Kevin Hart was supposed to help him, recover his name. And he said Kevin did none of the above. And as a result, he's suing for over $12 million, saying that, my reputation, emotional distress, loss of wages, all kinds of stuff. So Kevin Hart is being sued. We're going to talk about it. Now, I did see the apology. We're going to go over what Kevin was supposed to say, and I got the video on what Kevin actually said. It's messy. It's messy. JT just might have a case. We're going to talk about it. He just might have a case. So we're going to get into that, okay? Little controversy there. Then we got this flight frenzy. What is with the people acting up on a plane? I'm going to blame it on the alcohol. I have yet to be in an airport where they don't have several, not one, not two, not three, several bars. And the people be getting their drink on, whether it's early in the morning, late at night, or midday. Now, some people need a little sip because they're afraid to fly. But you know what? They got to fly because maybe, where they need to go is too far to drive or take a train or whatever. So they got to fly. But in order to fly, they got to get a little tipsy or else they wouldn't be able to make it through the flight. But some people be at the bar before the flight. Then they get on the plane and they buy them some more drinks. And they get a little tipsy, and they're in this enclosed environment where there's nowhere to go. You got to sit in your seat unless you're going to the bathroom. And every now and then, when the captain tells you you can unbuckle your seatbelt, if you're getting a little antsy, you can stand up and stretch depending upon where your seat is because you got seatmates. You want to talk about close quarters? Get on a flight. Unless you fortunate, you one of those that y'all fly first class. God bless you. I'm going to get there one day. If not, you pack like sardines. You this close. Next to your neighbor. So maybe you can stretch if your neighbor's cool and nice or whatever the case may be. Get up, do your little stretch when they say, you can unbuckle your seatbelt. But then next thing you know, the captain putting on that sign again, ding, 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 buckle your seatbelts again. So this girl, I don't know what her problem was. She lost it. They handcuffed her. So the flight attendants, they got like these little zip ties where they handcuff you. They handcuffed her. She was cursing the people out, and she bit the flight attendant. Somebody better send a memo to these people. When you do something at the airport, it's automatically a federal crime. You got to be dumb, stupid, or both. I chill when I'm in the airport. Even if I'm getting emotional and I'm upset, I woo-saw in my head. I meditate with my eyes open because I'm like, I'm not going to nobody's jail. No, I'm not. But I ain't going to lie to you. Sometimes the flight attendants and what's the people that the ticket agents, sometimes they get a little mouthy. And the people that's, you got to give your bag when you check in the bag. Sometimes they get a little fresh. And you just gotta woo-saw. Because, why miss your flight? Why get locked up? I don't get into no controversy at the airport, but we're going to talk about girlfriend. She lost it. It was chaotic. It was chaos. Then we're going to get into Porsha Williams and Simon Guobadia. See, Atlanta love to say they want them an African man. Then they get them an African man, and then it's all of this conflict, controversy, and chaos. Nene got her African man after, God rest his soul, after Greg died. And it's been all three of the C's. He was African, allegedly still married. And she the one that told us all, close your legs to marry man, but then she opened hers to one. And it has been nothing but chaos, conflict, and controversy with her African man. Now, I ain't got nothing against Africans, so y'all don't come in here with that, y'all. Don't do that. So Porsha had to have her one. Because instead of them praying for a mate that is compatible, they was praying, just give me somebody rich with money. And somebody sent them the memo saying, you want a rich man with money, then you need an African man. So Porsha got her African man. Now, Porsha had insight because he was with Fallon 2 seconds. Not even 24 hours. 2 seconds before he got with Porsha, he was with Fallon. And you see how he did Fallon. But see, Fallon, when she separated from her, she got it partially right. Because once he warned her, he warned Fallon. Because Fallon was in the streets trying to say, no, Simon did me dirty. He was going with Porsha behind my back, this, that, and the other. And he warned her. He said, I got the footage. Got the ring bell footage of you sleeping with this guy while I was on a business or whatever. So don't do that or I'm going to start talking. He warned her. He did. He warned her via social media. I had to remind myself. I said, ooh, Simon always been for the streets. Yes, he did warn Fallon, and she kind of leaned back a little bit. After she did that interview with Up and Adam, she leaned back. She was in that interview in all white, trying to act like she was an angel. Sitting there acting like she got done dirty by Simon, knowing the whole time she had a baby in the bun. And it was somebody else's baby. These people are for the streets. They for the streets. They messy. Sitting there on Up and Adam, doing an interview, know you got a baby in your belly that don't belong to Simon. And she talking about how Simon did her dirty. But Simon warned her. He said, don't run your mouth. He warned her. He told her, you better shut up because I'll get to talking too. And Fallon knew who she had because Fallon knew her for a little bit. Porsha is messing around and finding out that Simon is straight for the streets. He said, oh, now I got ED? He said, I got ED? He said, okay, wow. And then he brought up, he said, you the type of chick that every time you break up with a man, you want to talk about, you know, the man. Because he was bringing up how she talked about her first husband allegedly being gay after they broke up. Simon is for the streets. Porsha better realize she in a game right now. And if she throw a coin, he going to throw two. She throw two, he going to throw three. Because he told her, he said, you got the right one. He said, you got the right one this time. So he trying to tell her, all those other men that you messed around and you played with and you thought you was going to say what you want and do what you want. He said, now you got the right one. Chaos, conflict, and controversy. Those are two grown people. Simon's in his, 50s? Porsha's 42. And this is the best they got. This is how they shown up in the world. Porsha got a job, money, and one daughter that's not by Simon. She could cut ties and move on. Let this thing go. But I tell you what, Roa they want to save Roa. They better give Simon a contract. He'll have them ratings back to the heyday, what they was in the beginning. What they was raking in $1 million per show, or almost $2 million per show back in their heyday. Give Simon a contract. They trying to get Phaedra Parks, Sheba Sheree. They trying to go through the Rolodex and call any old housewife that they can to save the show. You want to save the show? Bravo, call Simon Guobadia. Give him a contract. And that thing will be a whole fiery hot mess. Just like Porsha Family Matters was a hot mess. I promise you, you give Simon a contract, the people will be glued to Roa every week just to see the train crash and burn. Because he for the streets. And you want to know, bring Simon up there, and guess what? Because Peter he got bills to pay. Bring Peter up there. Cynthia's ex-husband. If you want to show, they need to call me. I'll tell them who to bring on there. And then you know who else they can add? What's Phaedra's ex-husband? Bring them up there. They're going to have a show for sure. Roa will get saved. You need Peter, Simon, and what's his name? What's Porsha's ex-husband's name? Apollo. Thank you, Chanel. Apollo. Bring those three men up there and you're going to have a show. The ratings will be off the wall. I'm going to send Bravo a message. Here's how you save the show. And listen, all of them need money, so you're going to get a discount. I promise you, you call Peter, offer him $500K. You call Apollo, offer him $500K. You call Simon. No, Simon not going to play with them. Simon going to say, because he knows what Porsha contract is. Simon knows what Porsha contract is. So if you want Simon, you're going to have to come up. You're going to have to break the bank. But I promise you, they'll save the show. They saved the show. Because Simon alone is straight for the streets. He's still bringing up the 265 days. He messy. He messy. And so if this man had ED or has ED or whatever she wants to allege he has or say he has or whatever, did he get it after they said I do? Because all the way up to, when she got her contract and the people put out there, Porsha Williams is coming back. Porsha put out a video. Talking about, I don't know what y'all talking about, no Porsha Williams coming back, but she said Porsha Guobadia is. And then 24 hours later, she filed for divorce. Chaos, conflict, and controversy. But we're going to talk about it because that's what we do during trending topics. We dissect these things and we break these things down and we have a conversation. And remember, y'all, catch the train, don't catch feelings, okay? Catch the train, do not catch feelings. And listen, buckle your seatbelt because we got stuff to talk about. And now, just in case some turbulence, you know what I'm trying to say? Might be a little turbulence tonight. It might not. But just in case, buckle your seatbelt because we're going to talk about it. Now, y'all know what I need in the chat because I'm about to bring the people on in the building. What? Come on, Tay-Tay. I appreciate you. I need a what, y'all? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is Wednesday night, hump day, trending topics. And the title is CCC. Conflict, chaos, and controversy. Yeah, Kevin Hart is messy, but we're going to talk about it, okay? Girlfriend losing her mind on the airplane, and now I don't know where she was trying to go, but I know where she did go. She went to jail, probably in the whole state where she didn't live, all because she wanted to be mouthy and messy. And then we're going to talk about Porsha and Simon Guobadia. Listen, are they going to have another one of these divorces where the divorce is going to be longer than the wedding was? I'm going to need Porsha, J-Lo to just hush it up, realize that they made a mistake, and move on with their life. Cut their losses. What do you want, Ben? I'm done. What do you want, Simon? I'm done. Cut your losses, move on, and get on with your life. All right, let me just bring the people in the building because I don't talk too much already. Hold on one second now. Let me bring the people in the building. Hey, Leah.
Hey, Diva, we gonna talk, girl. It's Wednesday, Trend Talk. We gonna talk.
We gonna talk. Hey, Felicia. Hey, E. Hold on now. Let me bring the people on in. Hey, Katrina.
Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Choo choo.
Hey, Tay-Tay. Hey, Dustin. All right. Hey. All right. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and start.
Hey, Diva.
Hey. I'm going to go ahead and start with this Kevin Hart story. Because he seems to have like a track record, a little trend going on. You know, he accused his friend JT, Jonathan, I think his name is Jackson. I'll get the right name when I get into the article. He accused him of extortion. He's accusing Tasha K of, extortion. And, I don't know. Does everybody just want to extort Kevin Hart? Possibly, I don't know, but I will say this. His friend Jonathan was vindicated because all charges were dropped. And now his ex-friend Jonathan is suing him because he said, Kevin Hart did not follow the agreement. So let me go ahead and let me share screen and we're going to get into this story. So Kevin Hart's ex-friend accuses comedian of fraud, causing emotional distress, and bombshell $12 million lawsuit. So Kevin Hart was slammed with a bombshell lawsuit by his former friend Jonathan T. Jackson for alleged fraud. In Touch can exclusively report. According to the court documents obtained, fraud he said his reputation was unjustly tarnished due to a series of malicious actions by defendants, leading to profound emotional distress, financial losses, and professional setbacks. Okay. That's Kevin. Jonathan said in August of 2017, Kevin was involved in a highly publicized sex tape scandal with a girl that was not his wife. Jonathan said in the aftermath of the scandal, forced extortion claims were filed against him, resulting in him being wrongfully accused. Although Hart did not personally accuse Jonathan at this stage, he contributed to the initiation of these false claims, the suit read. Further, Jonathan claims the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office conducted a raid initiated from an extortion report falsely reported by Kevin and his team. Jonathan said he was held at, pow point during the raid. The baseless nature of these extortion accusations led to Jonathan's wrongful arrest following a second similarly fabricated extortion report falsely made by Kevin on April 27, 2018. Further, Jonathan said Kevin released a 2019 stand-up special which accused him of extortion and involvement in the sex tapes creation and dissemination. He said the special was viewed by millions of people, significantly influenced public opinion, and damaged his reputation with the entertainment industry. Jonathan said he reached a settlement with Kevin in July 2021, which required Kevin to pursue and advocate for the dismissal of the criminal charges against Jonathan and make a public statement exonerating him. Jonathan said he entered into the deal expecting Kevin to help rehabilitate his reputation and help him and help return Jonathan to his professional life free from the shadow of the unfounded criminal accusations. However, he said Kevin blatantly breached the contract by failing to issue the agreed upon public statement exonerating Jonathan, causing significant harm and irreparable damage to his reputation. He said the statement was to read. Now, this is important. Kind of remember these words because I'm about to play for you in a little bit what Kevin Hart actually said. So he said the statement was to read, "The last 3 years of my life definitely seen its share of ups and downs. I'm proud to say that all charges against JT Jackson have been dropped, and he is not guilty and had nothing to do with it. And this matter at hand that once was so tough to deal with and so heavy for me and my household is now put to bed." Further, Jonathan accused the comedian and his team of submitting fabricated evidence to the DA's office, which he says caused significant harm to him. And in October 2021, the last remaining criminal charge against Jonathan was dropped. Jonathan's lawsuit demands in excess of $12 million in damages from Kevin. Of course, they reached out to Kevin Hart for a comment, and Kevin Hart team did not respond. Now, let me play for y'all the actual apology that Kevin did. Okay, so let's I think this is it right here.
What up, world? Happy Tuesday. Coming at you hot on a beautiful Tuesday morning. Look, it's no secret that my life has had its share of ups and downs. It definitely has. Not proud of the downs at all, but of course that's life. Things happen. It's our job to adjust when they do. One of those things that I had to adjust from was a situation that involved a friend, Jonathan JT Jackson, where he was charged in a case. And JT Jackson has recently been found not guilty, and those charges have been dropped against him. And I can finally speak on what I once couldn't. I couldn't do it because of the legal process. You know, they kind of put a fork in the road between he and I, and that relationship was lost. But I'm glad that now not only can I finally speak on it, but I can say I'm happy that chapter in my life is over. I'm happy that we're able to put a period on that sentence, and I'm excited to get back to life as we once knew it. I want to get back to life as I once knew it and put that behind me and move on. This message is about moving on. It's over. It's over, and I'm happy that it's over. Live, love, and laugh. It's that simple. Now.
I don't know if he cleared Jonathan's name. I don't know what that apology was about, but Leo, you're up.
Yeah. It was not giving. It was not giving an apology. What it's giving is Jonathan wasn't the one, and so since he wasn't the one, we moving on. We moving on. The charges was dropped, and we just moving on. That's it, and that's all. That's all that gave. And I was wondering, when you was reading the article, did Jonathan say that the terms for what the apology was supposed to be was this? I understand he has the words of the apology. Was it put in writing and connected to closing the deal that apology had to be done, or the deal will be forfeited? Is that what he's saying?
Well, I'm thinking if it was illegal agreed upon, and he said that the apology was supposed to read as noted. I mean, if he ad-libbed a little bit, but that apology didn't sound anything like the agreed upon terms. So I'm guessing, since you have agreed upon terms and you broke those agreed upon terms, then he got a case there.
It does seem as though he has a case. That man's life was destroyed. His home was raided. Through all the due diligence, they still had to drop the charges because obviously he was not the one. And it makes me wonder why Kevin Hart and his team was so focused on him, but they didn't really catch the person who was trying to do the extortion, correct? So Kevin Hart is, I'm going to say, he a tiny man with a great big old ego. And he could not bring himself to say, I was wrong. Me and my team was wrong. We're going to compensate this man for the disparaging of his character, the losing of the opportunity for him to take care of his family. And we're going to make him whole again, because he did not, he was innocent. We did our diligence. He's not the man. It was the only thing he said was that the charges was dropped, but he did not apologize for the harm that was done to that man.
He did not.
And so I feel like he got a case. I feel like he has a case, and I hope he wins. Tiny man with a big ego.
That part. In my opinion, you're up.
Well, I'm glad you told me it was an apology, okay? I thought we was clearing things up because he was so happy and everything. He was like, I just want to come talk to y'all. I don't know. Listen here. I ain't gonna say I know everything, but what I do know is Kevin Hart has a way of saying something and miraculously he's cleared of all charges. I don't know if this man gonna win it, because whereas I don't think this is an apology, I do think he did acknowledge that this man was not guilty. And so I'm not for sure if that's enough to save him or not, but I'm gonna be interested to see.
I know, time will tell, right? Katrina, you're up.
Yeah, he could have, if he was gonna give an apology, he would have did it a long time ago. He's giving his apology now because he don't want to be sued.
No, that apology was back when he was supposed to do it.
He cleared nobody. I mean, he didn't clear the man's name up. So I didn't see nothing in there that cleared up his name. So I don't blame the man. I sue too. Look what damage you brought to my life, and now I need retribution for what you did to me. So I don't blame the man. I would sue too. And I think the other lady is suing Kevin because she broke the NDA or whatsoever. So we see Kevin don't like to pay anyway. So get him, man. Let somebody get it, because the way you did your first wife is ridiculous. So he's getting his karma back. That's all.
Thank you. E, you're up.
Well, hello. I just think when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. The reason why I'm inferring that he made the report and sent the police over there to that man's house was because whatever he's being extorted from, the man was probably a witness, and by Kevin's reasonable deduction, he said, well, it must have been him. And it wasn't. And so when he says this is about moving on, yeah, gladly, everyone can move on, but you got to pay first. So that's it.
I appreciate you, E. Felicia, you're up.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Happy Wednesday. I'm so glad we're at the middle of the week. God, it's miserably hot. So it seems like do unto others as you want them to do to you. So he was annoyed that the assistant broke the agreement, and so he was going to hold her accountable. And I think his dear friend is doing the same. You broke that agreement.
Come on now, bring it home. That part.
And so now you're going to be held accountable. And how much did that sister get? She was what, 90,000 in total and some benefits.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe she will be held accountable for 150,000. But if this young person, this man, had a career in progress, he had a peaceful home, a good reputation. You destroyed all that. What was you said he was going to look for a video? Why did they raid his house?
A sex tape that Kevin had. It was somebody. Kevin cheated on his wife. This is when I think this is when the wife was pregnant with their first baby. He cheated on his wife. The wife was pregnant, and he was with some other chick. And he said somebody set him up and filmed it, and then tried to extort money from him by saying they was going to sell the tape and his out him or so forth and so on. So yeah, that's when he took the guy up.
That's the same thing he said about Tasha K.
Oh, come on now.
That she was trying to extort money from him too.
Come on.
He consistently has shown who he is. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Leo on this one. Yeah, he's gonna pay.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be 12 million, but it's gonna be in the millions. You're gonna pay because you did too much, and you show a pattern, and so you're gonna have to reap what you sow.
You better talk. Thank you. Julius, you're up.
What did Biggie say? Give me the loot. Give me the loot. Give that dude the loot, Kevin. Because you did the theatrics for what? And it's just like, you know what popped into my head while you was playing that video? Everything that Cat Williams said about him. Every single thing. And it's like, the more I think about it, Cat Williams told no lies. Give him his money, Kevin. You destroyed his life. Guess what? You deserve to lose like a ton of your money. I don't care.
Tay, you're up.
Until you do right by me, every day you think I will fail. Right, my money? And where's my money? I don't play with my money. Why I ain't receive my money? Hart, you are a snake. You read what you sow. You sow your soul to the devil. You know there. And what you did to your wife was wrong is wrong. I hope your ex-wife get her money, her bag. Because I got a feeling this wife right here probably gonna leave him and he's gonna be broke. Choo-choo.
Thank you, Tay. Dustin, any thoughts?
He deserves everything he gets from him, David. So he deserves he needs to pay up.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Dustin. All right, y'all, we're gonna roll into the next story. And 92% of the people who took the poll said that that was not an apology that Kevin Hart gave. They don't know what that was. So we're gonna roll right into our next story. So our next story, I'm gonna go ahead and show this flight attendant who lost her natural mind. Okay, she on the plane, she loses it. I don't know what the heck happened with her. But let's go ahead and get right into the story. So United flight meltdown, ready for in-flight meal. So they said she was hungry. Passenger bites the flight attendant. So let's watch the video before we get all the way into the story. Let me just see here.
Oh. She's wildin'. Nah. She's wildin'.
People are recording me. Don't come to this airline. Don't come on fucking United Airlines. These people have an attitude problem. They don't fucking do their job. They're handcuffing me. Why are you handcuffing me? Why, bitch? Why? Why? Why the fuck are you handcuffing me? Report it now. Y'all fucking recorded it. Why are you guys standing here watching a girl get handcuffed for nothing? Old lady, who are you talking to, old lady? Go back to Russia, old lady. Go back to fucking Russia. Where are you from, old lady? Suck my dick, bitch. Suck my fucking dick, bitch. I'm gonna fucking kill you, bitch. Bitch, fuck you.
Well,
this flight is here in Orlando, and the crew is not going to continue on because of what happened between here and Miami.
Ooh. Yikes. So, wait, let me
the margarita.
That okay. So 11:40 a.m. United Airlines spokesperson tells TMZ United Flight 762 from Miami to Newark stopped in Orlando on Thursday evening after a passenger became aggressive and disruptive. Our flight attendants worked to de-escalate the situation and protect other customers. And after landing in Orlando, law enforcement met the flight and the passenger was removed. We're grateful to our team for their professionalism and for looking out for the safety of our customers and their fellow United employees. A United passenger bit off more than she could chew during a recent flight, quite literally caused the disgruntled flyer ripped off a chunk of a flight attendant's uniform in a new video. TMZ has obtained footage from the United Flight 762 from Miami to Newark, New Jersey on Tuesday, and it shows an upset passenger screaming at other passengers while the flight crew tries to restrain her, wrapping zip ties around her wrists. With no hands available, the passenger takes a different tack, biting the flight attendant's shoulder and ripping fabric from it while other employees jump to their comrades' aid. Another clip shows a woman with her hands restrained behind her, screaming profanities at other passengers and threatening to unalive one woman who she says should go back to Russia. Here's a different piece of it.
You're gonna fucking die! You're gonna fucking die, bitch! You fucking the wrong bitch! You fucking disgrace, bitch! It's a hey, no! You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that. You're fucking dead man, bitch! Hey! That's it. That's it.
keep on.
You see my shirt, bitch? That's my shirt! Read my shirt, bitch! Read my fucking shirt, all of you! Read it, bitch! Read it! Read it, bitch ass nigga! Read it, you fucking disgrace! Piece of shit! I wish I could fucking spit on you right now.
I'm gonna do that.
Why the fuck are you letting him record me? He just record me. Why are you letting him record me? Everyone is recording. He can't record me. He's recording me for the wrong reason. They're recording me for the right reason. But this is so public space. Why are you grabbing me then? Because you are grabbing me. You're assaulting everyone on this aircraft. Why? Why did I do that? Why did I do that? I did it for no reason. I did it for no reason. I did it for no reason.
Oof. Those poor people on that flight. We also obtained audio that appears to capture the woman spitting at her fellow passengers before telling everyone to read her t-shirt. a Scarface shirt, seemingly meant to intimidate. An eyewitness told us she did indeed spit at someone and throw punches at other individuals. We're told the flight was delayed 3.5 hours, and the gate attendant announced the flight crew had to be changed out because of the ordeal, per another clip. Police are seen escorting the biter out of the airport. Anywho, seems like the crew's lucky the passenger only bit their heads off figuratively and kept her literal biting below the neck. We reached out to United, the Greater Orlando Aviation Authority, and Orlando Airport Police. So far, no word back. What a disgrace. I cannot even believe it. Team, too much. Leo, your thoughts?
I mean, that's a whole lot to try to catch a flight from Miami to New Jersey. Oh my God. Girl, what is in the air on the airplane? They get the libations before they get on the flight and they lose their natural mind. She went back-ish crazy. And she ain't not but a little teeny thing. She trying to unalive people. She spitting on people. And then the poor people on the plane had to lay over for 3 hours with that foolishness. You know what? I would have been very angry and would have been looking for her so I could slap her around a little bit. If we're going to be mad, let's all be mad. Come on. What is going on the airplane? And even you always got these stories about these people cooking out on the airplane. I really don't understand what's happening here. What's going on?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I appreciate you, Leo. In my opinion, you're up.
Listen, I love your airplane stories. It's never a dull moment with them. Let me tell you something. Hey, man, I don't know what they did to sister, but they got her all riled up. You know, she said, I'm thinking about the audio. She said, I did it for no reason. I did it for no reason. And then she just went high pitched with it. Listen here, I don't know what happened that required her to go ballistic like this. I do think she has some mental, issues she may need to have checked out. I don't believe this is her first time. She looked like she, does this a lot and usually get her way. I don't know. I'm praying for her, baby. Because she was up there biting, man. I don't know how he stayed there. Because somebody would have beat me. I probably would have had to slap him. But good for him.
Messy. Katrina, you're up.
Okay, all this because she was hungry. I'm just saying they should have gave her those Biscoff biscuits, some little graham cracker, whatever they be giving them. They should have gave her 2 packs. And then she ain't got herself messed up because you made a terrorist threat on an airplane.
That's
so
true.
The other thing about it is your tail might be going to the federal prison because you just told that lady that you was gonna unalive her, and you doing it on, like I said, on the airline. Is you crazy? Well, you was crazy. So that's what I was saying. And I know people can't determine how much people drink when they're in the airport, and I know it's a set limit on the airplane. But this was wild. This is wild. She's messed herself up. Then you try to spit on somebody. I don't know if it landed, but if it did land, that's another assault charge. This is just weird and crazy. And your tail will not be on another flight. You is on the non-flight list now. So you have messed your own self up. Because you was doing your drinking or whatever you was doing. You was a total nut. And now you finna see what nuts get. That's all, Diva.
Hey, ain't she though? She messed around and she found out. E, you're up.
It's too many people with mental health issues flying with regular people, and there's no warning. And I have an issue with that. And I'm not going to put it on drinking alcohol because this is how a lot of young people act. In Generation Z, no, I'm going to say it. It's true. This is how a lot of young people act in the airport with their phones recording and thinking it's funny. And if the Scarface shirt was supposed to be a threat, then ban the damn Scarface shirts because you're not intimidating me. And so when I'm listening to all of this rhetoric flying out of her mouth, and then I'm looking at this person, I'm already knowing what type of environment she grew up in, what type of neighborhood and people she associates with. Listen, some of us fly with our children. And flying is already a chaotic experience. Going through the check-in, taking your shoes on and off, getting the luggage off the belt, people everywhere, trying to keep up with your belongings and your child. Although I know a child was not in this video, I'm still speaking from that perspective as a mom who flies and would have to answer questions because I can hear it already as to what's wrong. Is she okay? Why is she yelling? You know, that scares people, especially if we're already in the air and people are trying to restrain you. You know, she's spitting and biting. See, this is why I still wear my mask in the airport. I know that it's 2024, but the first thing those people did was pull out their damn cell phones and record. And rightfully so, I'm not even mad at it. But the lady who was sitting next to the person recording, you see how she pulled her little mask up a little bit and to cover her nose. She don't want any affiliation with this type of foolishness. And I do think Leo said it right. You know, I've flown from Georgia to Secaucus twice, and nobody has time to be delayed for 3 hours when you're trying to get to the hotel and check in before the Caraba stops serving at 10 p.m. downstairs next to the courtyard. Me and my baby got things to do. We got plans and we have to prepare for the next morning. So that hazard of a female is costing people money, time, and it's just an overall inconvenience and embarrassment. And she should be banned from flying for the rest of her life.
Woo! Now I'm not mad at you, E. First of all, you are correct. You want to get where you're going, and now you're delayed 3.5 hours. Insane. Felicia, you're up.
Well, you know, an aircraft, the cabin of that aircraft is too tight and too small for all that crazy.
Come on now.
She must have been sitting around some very calm, laid back, looking like they were scared, because I would have kicked her in her gut belly. Okay? Because generally when I'm flying, if I'm not flying alone, I'm flying with my children or my grandchildren, and we're not going to have this. The worst thing you can do when I'm on the aircraft is start that and be somewhere near that door with that big red bar on it, because you see now I don't need to drink. I don't need to be on any substances. I don't need any prescribed. I'm already in flight or fight mode. So we didn't get to see it all clearly, but she was incredibly agitated.
Yes.
So I don't think this was just alcohol. She might have had a mixture of things going on there. But I kept wondering why they didn't tape her to the chair. You know, usually when you're airborne and someone behaves like that, they get that person into the seat. The first thing they do, yes, is put those taper handcuffs, but they tape their mouths. Why? To calm the other people on the flight. You're 30,000 feet in the air. I'm not understanding why they allowed her to actually get in other passenger faces, threaten to hurt other people. By the time they got to her, she's ready to bite and kick and harm whomever. They should have just taped her to the chair, taped her big mouth, okay, had the federal marshals waiting for her in Newark, and not have everybody delayed on top of her foolishness. I'm annoyed by that. You know, United hasn't been getting good press lately, and this is part of the problem. They need to know how to handle folks who are going to go off the grid like this, because it's happening more and more often, and you just can't keep delaying people like this.
Yeah, that's facts. That's
I'm
facts.
done. Yeah.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Felicia. Julius, you're up.
I would have took off my let me preface y'all. I have a very severe I am very afraid of heights. So when I do go on a plane, I make sure that I do have medication to keep me together. And I had to put myself on that flight for a minute. Me being afraid of heights and stuff like that, I would have took off my shoe, my flip flop, and I would have whacked her and told her if she don't get herself all the way together and hush, she gonna be bent over somebody's knee and receiving a whooping that she didn't receive when she was younger.
You would have been hog tied with her too, then.
Listen, I would have told her about herself and said what everybody else on that flight was thinking. Like, you are classless. You got people with actual phobias on this flight that are afraid enough of something happening, and you acting a fool all because you hangry. Girl, miss me with the foolishness. And now you got a big time charge. You got a Fed charge. Because not only did you threaten somebody, you did it in a terroristic way. Because that's how the Fed can look at it. She did that to herself, and this is coming from somebody who does have a phobia of heights, and that does have to be on medication. I would not be pleased.
I appreciate you, Julius. Tay, you're up.
So she should got whooped a long time ago before she come out here like act like a fool right there on the plane. One, that first she got strong teeth to rip that pilot his shirt right there. I wonder how strong that teeth was. And two, you spit on somebody. Ugh. You know, this remind me of this diva Pumpkin from Fairy Love season 1 when she spit on New York hair. That's what remind me of right there. I wish you would spit on me. I'll spit back at you too. And I hit you with my baby boop bop purse. Okay? Don't play with me. So tell that somebody should have told her you need to sit your butt down because you make everybody nervous. Okay? Yeah, I applaud they arrested her too because people clapping her when she was out the door right there too. And I'm with Julie too. Mess with me with the foolery too. I'll kick her where it's hurt at too. Don't mess with me. That's all, Diva.
I appreciate you. Thank you, Tay. Yeah.
Tay, how strong was her teeth?
Okay, so let me roll right into the next story. And 81% of the people said that she should be banned from flying for life. Okay, y'all don't want her to ever catch a plane again. She gonna learn her lesson. So remember the title is Chaos, Conflict, and Controversy. And this last story, it has it all. Okay, because Porsha and Simon just straight for the streets, the both of them, with the foolery. Let's go right into the neighborhood talk. Have it posted here. These two they're going back and forth on, social media. So Porsha pretty much did a post about Simon, allegedly having ED, erectile dysfunction. So ED has never felt this good, he said. He responded to her, right? He said, let me take my ED self around the world as a single man with no ducks in tow. That's what Porsha wrote on her story. She said ED. Now, Simon goes off on Porsha after she seemingly accused him of having erectile dysfunction. Get your coins together. You're going to need every dime to defend what's coming. You met the right one, okay? So he wrote the narrative changed from intimate deportation and fleeing the country to divide to broke and selling luxury cars, waiting for the next narrative. He said, hashtag, the story keeps changing. And then he goes, the next narrative has arrived, erectile dysfunction, ED. He put a laughing emoji. He said, hashtag, the wife is for the streets, right? So, Simon, this railroad 265 days just does not get it. There are consequences for making inflammatory and deflammatory statements. Get your coins together. You're going to need every dime to defend what's coming. A woman that has a history of coming for the manhood of every ex, peddling the same old narrative and tricks. Unfortunately, you met the right one. Hashtag railroad 265 days. Hashtag married for 453 days. Wait, Porsha makes an interesting post about the cause and effects of erectile dysfunction: anger, frustration, sadness, or lack of confidence. Okay. She said hashtag men's health awareness. Things you can do to help with erectile dysfunction. She said lose weight if you're overweight. Stop smoking. Eat a healthy diet. Exercise daily. Try to reduce stress and anxiety. These two are messy. And then there's another note, and then it's hashtag men's health awareness. This is, you know what, it's not just about taking us out of the group chat. It's about be adults. How about you start adulting? Porsha, you have a baby girl you're raising that's watching you. And now this is always going to be chronicled in history, all of these things you did and went through. 453 days. Why are you this vested? Why? Let it go. Cut your losses. You see this man is not going to stop playing. Y'all both responding to each other. I mean, I would simply let it go. I don't know what the fight is about here. Leo, your thoughts?
It really shows to me that they're perfect for each other, quite honestly. If whatever happened that makes her so afraid till one day she is coming to the housewives as Porsha Williams Guobadia, and now she is EDing and talking about erectile dysfunction by her husband, her soon-to-be ex-husband, that means they was the same kind all the way from the beginning. Now, he is a bit of Betty. Me personally, I've never known any men in my circle to get down like this, but they are both extremely immature and emotionally immature to really put their business out here in the street like this. It is unfortunate, and I feel a little bit of secondhand embarrassment because Porsha, girl, we have been in your business from your Cardell marriage to your relationship with Dennis, and now Simon, and the trash bucket of Porsha family don't matter. We had to watch that trash. It is just, Porsha, you really proving the point that you are for the streets and you are from Thoughtlandia. I just, girl, seek some therapy. I don't know where your mama at. I don't know who you listening to, but if you really want to come up on top on this one, silence is golden. If you really want to win, you need to talk to some people that really do win. And the people that really do win talk in their court papers. Let's talk about it. They talk in their court papers. They don't talk in the court of public opinion. Look at Cassie. Cassie caught her a fat bag. A fat bag. And she ain't never did an interview and talked to nobody.
Come on now, talk about it.
So, Porsha, girl, you need to shut your mouth and stop answering to him, because you're feeding into it and he is enjoying it. Because it's a saying we got down here in the South: when you wrestle with the pig, you both get dirty and the pig enjoys it.
I like that. Come on now, I like that. Woo, that's
right. Right. He's enjoying it, and he's going to enjoy it more than she is. So stop wrestling with him getting filthy and dirty out here in these streets, and let it go. Let your court papers talk, girl.
Let your court papers and your lawyer talk. In my opinion, you're up.
Well, okay, so let's be clear. Simon is petty, okay? super petty. And so I feel like Porsha is doing herself a disservice by talking, because when you feed somebody that's petty like him, he enjoys it. He enjoys it so much that it gratifies him. He makes him think he's doing something. This man is the scum of the earth. And I need her to know better. And to pull up her big girl panties, and just like she put them on one leg at a time, cut off the social media and show him no remorse. Tell him to twirl his behind onto his next side piece.
All right, now, Katrina, you up?
Yeah, both of them acting like they rode the short yellow bus window seat. Is Ed standing for special ed? Because both of them acting like they kids or they ain't got good sense in their minds. It's just totally ridiculous that two grown people is going back like this, back and forth on the internet. I mean, that's just totally weird. Which they do that all the time anyway to stay relevant. But either way, Porsha, you talking about this man was giving you an allowance when you was making millions, and you let that go because you want an allowance? Girl, please don't ever let a man know everything that you got. You always got to keep more than one egg in a basket, because they will try to take that little egg that you got. You with the man, you thought you was going to get everything because you were supposed to be with the man for 15 months, but you fell short on a couple of days. So they trying to knock out your prenup. I mean, do you have the means to take care of that $1 million home? Simply because the reason is the homes comes with taxes and everything like that. Do you have the money to pay for it? I hope you do, because this man is not gonna let you rest. Because, like I told y'all, he gave Fallon $50,000 in a starter home, and Portia thought she was gonna get some more, and she was married to the man longer than 15 months. So you thought you was gonna get more than what Fallon got? Girl, please. Now you see. That's all I got, Devo.
I appreciate you. E, you're up.
Well, I have a lot to say, and I'm going to start here. I'm not buying it for free. How about that? On the Hood Family Matters, in their confessionals, the producers asked these two clowns, how did they meet? And Porsha said Simon jumped in her DMs. And Simon, when they jumped to his confessional, he said, no, Porsha jumped in my DMs after the news broke with me and Fallon. And she said, I heard about everything. I just wanted to make sure you were okay. Now, if I believe that story, because Fallon did an interview and she said that Dennis told her that Porsha told him that she was sleeping with Simon 1 year before that. And so now, and she said Fallon was cool with it for the sake of the show and getting on TV. Now, I wonder why all of the men who Porsha gets involved with, why do they end up turning on her and becoming her ops? Is the peach juice really not so peachy after all, my dear? We have a problem here. And the problem we have is the men we are choosing and why they sell you up the creek without a paddle during your legal battles. And every divorce Porsha has been in, she's walked away with zero, zilch, nada. So whether Porsha was sleeping with Simon a year before we knew, or whether she started sleeping with him right when Fallon and Simon initiated their divorce, the fact of the matter is Porsha inserted herself in these people's marriage. Porsha already had her own house. She had her own cars. She had the daughter she wanted so bad. She had her own security, and she traded it all in to lay up in lazy luxury to enjoy the amenities that she saw Fallon enjoying while they were filming together and were supposed to be playing best friends. So I have to take a note out of Funky Dineva's book. I don't feel no ways tired about this thing with Porsha. I don't feel no ways tired because she brought it all on herself. All of this confusion and chaos. She put herself in the middle and then plopped her daughter right in the middle in between Simon's 4 kids. So you got this girl running around with with Simon's kids And now Simon's kids got to get out the house, right? Because Simon's banned from coming. So now it's just Pilar running around fixing herself grilled cheese sandwiches in Simon's kitchen. And then you posting the pictures online. And then when the people get in the comments and say, who did that? Was Simon's maid fixing Pilar's food? And then Dennis getting mad. And then Porsha get the hell out of Simon's house. How about that? Now, I find it hard to believe that Porsha had 3 weddings and subjected herself to all of this negative and public scrutiny for a man who could not take her to the moon and back after Bolo had already stretched her out from yonder and forward. So that's Porsha's love language. That's what she loves. We've seen this on the show. She loves alcohol and she loves sex. So if Simon was not delivering in the bedroom, why was she holding on to that surname so desperately? Because as soon as somebody said, no, Porsha Williams is coming back, no, that's false. But Porsha Guobadia, she's back in the building. Look like a bunch of nonsense. So, in this round, because I hear what Leo said, you are supposed to fight in the paperwork. In this round, Simon did fight in the paperwork. Simon didn't say anything about Porsha recently. Porsha posted that ED comment over and over and over and over again because she was mad about that Future thing coming out. She was mad about that Kelvin, that Dennis McKinley, all of the men who he said, explain your relationship with. See, Porsha still hasn't answered that. So instead of answering what her relationship is with these men, she wants to divert it back to Simon and say erectile dysfunction. So to me, I would infer that as an admission. It's you're saying I was with these men because you couldn't get it up. Now, even if that's true, you were getting a 5-figure allowance. Sweetheart, snap out of it. This is what you traded it all in for. You quit all of your jobs the day you got married. The housewives were banking on you. I think it was season 14. You were supposed to be the storyline, and then because you didn't show up, we were subjected to Sonya for 2 years straight. So you ruined, you subjected us to foolishness. And now you're coming to us and we're supposed to feel sorry for you and this man is terrorizing you. No, Simon will stop all of this if Porsha gets the hell out of that house because you were getting a 5-figure allowance. And then you say, well, his immigration status is not up to par. He was frauding me. Well, if he was frauding, he was giving you 5 figures a month. So if he was frauding, dear Hart, you were frauding too because you were spending it. That's theft by receiving. So Porsha, we need to be careful what we say online, and we need to be careful what the paperwork says. We need to make sure that if we still want to hold on to our NBC and Bravo money before Simon starts asking for more of it, get the hell out of that house and go back to that house that you got your mama staying in, because this doesn't look good. And I'm Team Simon.
Whoa. Felicia, you're up.
You all know I don't watch these shows really, but I do watch this couple. I happen to like this couple, and I happen to believe that they are deeply in love. These folks are using love words and the platforms and the media to communicate with one another. When you don't want to be with someone anymore, you don't want to be with them. When you want to resolve a marriage, a relationship, a disagreement, or whatever, that's what you do. But he's talking to her, she's talking back. I really think this mix-up between them came up when Porsha signed that agreement, that deal with Bravo. She was supposed to share that money with her husband. And I don't think she wanted to come up off the money. And so he says, you can't use the house, you can't use the car, you can't use this, and you can't use that. And I have a question for all the folks who follow this couple and this show. If Mr. Guobadia is a fraud and he's here illegally and he's a criminal and all this other kind of stuff, how can their marriage be legal? So what are we in court about?
That's right.
I really think these people are really in love. I think they're like Kim and what's her husband's name?
Kim and Corey.
Yeah, Kim and Corey. I think all y'all will be getting Social Security and going to the senior center, and these folks gonna be together. Yep, I do. I'm done.
Thank you, Felicia. I appreciate you. Julius, you're out.
They need to just bang one good time and call it a day because they both get on my nerves.
Well, she's saying they can. She's saying he has ED.
Well, she just need to use her toys that I assume she has or whatever else or whatever because it sounds like two alpha females who are fighting to be top dog and I'm over it.
Not alpha females. You better
Yeah.
stop, Julie.
Yes, they two alpha females just fighting to be top dog, and I am over it. They need to calm down. They need to, go release the tension and just go off into the wind.
Well, she can't use toys because at the bolo, the toys are too small now.
Well, he had to go to the doctor because he can't get it up.
I'm screaming.
Tay.
I say let's go on our separate way. You go to your way, I'll go to mine. And let's get this divorce out of the way so I want to hear about it all day and next day and then after day. Just get it over with already, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Tay. Dustin, any thoughts on this?
Yes, I do. I think they need to separate themselves, and she doesn't need to be back on Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's just my opinion, Diva. And I think that show's gonna go downhill anyway, no matter if she's there or not.
Oh shoot. All right now. I appreciate
But wait a minute though, Dees. Well, we still gotta address the point you made. I feel like the show would be fire if they go ahead on and give Simon a contract. Go ahead or give Peter a contract, and let's bring on that old fine Apollo girl. I want to see what's happening.
You want the men of Atlanta.
Hallelujah. Bring those
and
three on.
Don't forget Angela Stanton.
No,
but they can bring Ralph. He missed it too.
And Ralph too. But Ralph lied too much though. Ralph be skinning and grinning with that Benji on, that black hair dye, and he be telling too many lies though. But we might make him a friend of Peter.
We can make him a friend of. He could be a friend of. But who's
Peter gonna be out of jail?
Wait, hold on now. I'm gonna tell you who's gonna give us a show is Simon. What's his name? Apollo. Because Apollo gave us a little bit of a show at that Married to Medicine reunion.
Yeah, but Peter may go to prison on the show.
Listen, we here for it. They need the ratings.
I want to see it. You better talk, Diva. I want to see it.
We need the ratings.
And then he'll take Phaedra with him.
Oh my God. All right. Listen, y'all. Y'all cutting up. Y'all cutting up tonight. All right. I'm gonna roll into this feel-good story. Okay, because y'all acting up. Let me go ahead and roll into this feel-good story. All right.
We just following suit. That's all. We just following suit.
Let me see. Let's roll into the feel-good story. Hold on one second, y'all.
Resilience from the mom of Tennessee Titans wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins. Sabrina Greenlee's life included cycles of poverty, drug dealing, and physical abuse. In 2002, she survived an acid attack by a woman who was also dating her then boyfriend. The attack left Greenlee blind and with burns on 17% of her body. In this video, Greenlee reflects on that fateful day.
The way I am now and who I am now, if it had to happen all over again, I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change a thing because the woman that you're looking at now is somebody that people look up to.
Greenlee's new memoir is called Grant Me a Vision, a journey of family, faith, and forgiveness. And her son wrote the book's foreword. DeAndre, it's good to be with you. And Sabrina Greenlee, so great to have you both here with us. Thank you. Let's talk first about all that you've been through. I mean, you were raped as a young girl, as a child, abused by multiple boyfriends in so many relationships. You were burned, as we said, in an attack, and an acid attack that left you blind in both of your eyes. But yet, despite all of the hardship and the pain, you say, I wouldn't change a thing. Why?
Why? Because I feel like everything that I went through caused me to be the woman that I am today. And I know that all of those hardships, it built character, resilience. And I'm that woman today that are helping many people through my testimony, through my story. And I continue to say that I wouldn't change one single thing.
That's powerful. DeAndre, despite being exposed to drug dealing, violence growing up, you say that you were out to create your own happiness. How did you do that?
I did that by running. I would run miles every day as a kid, as a teenager. I had no one to tell me to go run miles, but I knew I wanted more for myself. And even though we went through those hardships, my mom always, told us, be yourself. Go out, do things for yourself. Don't be like me. And running was a way for me to get away from everything.
It's almost like therapy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sabrina, your attacker was sentenced to 20 years in prison, and soon after, you forgave her. And I'm always amazed by this. People who suffer in the way you have, finding it in their heart to say, I'm no longer going to hold that hate or that anger in me. How did you do that, and why?
I knew that I had to forgive the people who offended me or left me there. Despite everything that I've been through, I did it for my children because I needed to get back to being a mother. That was very important for me. And so I began to humanize her by calling out her name. It was tough for me to do that, but I began to make her relatable in my mind and not this monster that I had created, right? And so I began to pray for her. I began to call out her name. And that started my healing journey. It ushered me into my forgiveness. And therefore, on the other side of that was a lot of healing.
And a lot of that was having to forgive yourself too. And you did that. And you say it was really a process. You said the deep truth is way easier to remain bitter and angry and blame others for what's happened to you. But in order to learn how to forgive, I had to do it in stages. The first was seeing my past clearly, holding myself accountable for it, and expressing it out loud. And then going to each of your children, sitting them down and asking them for forgiveness. Do you remember that moment, DeAndre?
I do remember that moment.
Yeah.
And for me, it was a moment that I'll never forget. My brothers and sisters, we talk about it to this day. How my mom put her ego to the side and cared about our feelings and thought about us before herself.
Sabrina, you talk about forgiveness and you see young mothers struggle with accepting their own mistakes. What advice do you give to women out there that might look in the mirror and hang their head because they're trying this mother thing for the first time and they are constantly falling down and dusting themselves off? What do you say to them?
I would say to all mothers out there, it's not going to be easy. I want you to take my life and look at my resilience, my courage, my bravery, and first start with yourself. Self-forgiveness is the most powerful thing that any mother can do. So start with yourself and build from there. And, take it easy on yourself because we all, need grace.
Give yourself some grace.
Give yourself grace and understand that it's not going to be easy, but there is so much happiness and peace on the other side.
That's right.
When you can look in the mirror and just say, okay, I'm going to start this process.
DeAndre, Nate and I often talk about how sports can really change lives, improve lives. And you've got sports in your life. You also got a strong parent in your life. And those things come together every time you score a touchdown. You make a point of handing your mom that football. Where does that tradition come from? And talk to us about the role of football in your life.
That tradition started when I was a kid in the rec leagues. My mom was the first one right there on the sideline as we're starting in her lawn chair, right there beside our bench. And so, as I got older, I wanted to have those memories because that was the last time my mom seen me play. was when I was in rec league, and so I knew I wanted her to kind of be right there, just like rec league, up close in person. Beautiful. And so that's just how it started, and it was just just having that remembrance of my mom being there to see me play when I was a kid.
Yeah. And Sabrina, you say you can feel the energy of that moment in the ball still, right?
Oh yes, oh yes. And I'm still the mom. I need all my balls. But no, it's amazing how he give me the balls and he says, I just want you to feel me there. That's our little bond. Yeah. And it's been an amazing journey.
That's awesome. Well, you're an incredible woman and you've done so much good in the world and you're putting this incredible book out there. Thank you, Sabrina Greenlee. DeAndre Hopkins, thank you as well. Grant Me Vision is on sale right now. And if you or someone you know is experiencing violence, please call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-72.
I don't know why my internet started cutting up there and spinning the story, but y'all kind of get the gist of it there. It was a great story. I love the mother-son relationship in that. What happened to her was very sad. I won't tell you, if you want to hear the other side of this, it was almost, so I'm looking on Tasha K thing. So 10 months ago, the woman who did this to her actually did an interview on Tasha K. Of course, I cannot play it here. I just want to show y'all so y'all can go see it if you want. It's about 2 hours. So the young lady's name is Savannah Grant, and she is the woman who put the acid on the woman in the story we just saw. And she tells her version of the story. And then if you can see off here to the side, Tasha K, he called Tasha K on the phone, the actual guy that is in the middle of this entire story called Tasha K on the phone. So if you're interested in seeing more other side of this particular story, you can go and see it, on Tasha K's channel. It's interesting and it's a lot to listen to, but I tell you, in the middle of this horrific story, because the young lady that threw the acid on her, I think she went to prison for 20 years. I think she had to do 20 years. It's a lot, but in the middle of this story is a man. And that's why I tell y'all all the time, if your man is for the streets, put him back in the streets, because if you don't, it's going to end up hurting you. So you have this one man, and then you have one lady that had to go to jail for 20 years, and then you have her that unfortunately now she's blind. And the two of them was fighting. Like the guy came to the one who we just saw wrote the book. She went to the house of the other girl, and the guy was there. He left them two there fighting. He left them two there fighting. It was just a whole hot mess. But I'm glad she is able to get forgiveness and she can't see. God bless her. God bless her. That's a lot of healing right there, right? But I'm not fighting over no man. You don't. So the side chick, you ain't got to call me. You can have him. I'm good. Anyway, guys, y'all know the routine. If y'all didn't hit the like button coming in, hit the like button on your way out. I appreciate y'all spending a part of your Wednesday with me. Thanks for coming. See you next time. Good night. Goodbye, everybody.
Good night, Diva.
Good night.